Good morning, everybody. This is Daryl.
And this is Aaron.
We're talking new releases, new comics. Big Bang Talks Comics. For Wednesday, the week of April. What day is it? Is it the 22nd?
21st.
It'll be the 22nd, though, tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow will be the 22nd.
Or is that really today? Or is that yesterday?
This is getting like some DC storyline now.
This is for the week of April 22nd, 2015. We're talking new comics. First up, DC. We got Convergence number 3. Aaron, what are your thoughts on Convergence? Chime in, my friend.
I liked Zero a lot. One, I can't remember what happened. Two, I liked the meeting of Thomas and Bruce. Yankel brought up a good thing, though. Why was Dick Grayson having the
He didn't even know.
voiceover?
He didn't know.
He didn't know.
Now, here's the thing with Convergence. I wonder if you're like us. It's a bit of a letdown. But things started finally picking up in number 2. Maybe in number 3 we'll actually see some fighting or something good.
I'm hoping so. There's 8 issues. You could say 3 is halfway, 4 is halfway, somewhere. If it's not really booming by number 4, though, I think it's safe to say that we're in trouble.
I would say DC dropped the ball. I'd say major dropping of the ball.
I don't know if I go so far as to say it's bad story yet, because sometimes a story can start off not great and then pull it together. But
it's not bad, but it's not great. But we're hanging in there. We're gonna read it. DC, Dan Didio, Jim Lee, Bob Harris. Yes, I'm calling you out now because I'm gonna stop blaming Lee and Didio. I think it's your fault.
It is your fault.
You're the guy that's editing the books. You're the main editor. I'm not sure. I'm not saying you're giving the creative direction, but I remember Heroes Reborn in 1996 at Marvel. Oh, I'm sorry. Bob Harris. We're calling you out. Convergence. Make it better.
Didio's been doing a really good job when it was him in charge. I wish he'd go back to that, man.
Yeah, man. I don't. Infinite Crisis.
Yeah.
So we'll stop. We'll stop about that. But the Convergence number 3, we're really excited about it. We're hoping it's going to get better. But the tie-ins are really exciting. We got a lot of them coming out this week, like Adventures of Superman, number 1.
I'm looking forward to that one. That's the Wolfman one, I think, right?
I think so.
I get confused.
He does write a Superman.
All the Supermans look pretty good.
Yeah, you got Pregnant Lois, basically.
Yeah.
So.
And I think this Superman, though, is going to be like other Supermans, like the, not the Red Sun one, but the Nazi one. Or no, it is the Red Sun.
The Masterman one?
Yeah. The Masterman was in Multiversity. There's so many Supermans from other dimensions that gets confusing.
You've also got Batman and the Outsiders with Geoforce, cool character I always liked, Katana, and you got Black Lightning with Fro.
I believe Omac is supposed to be in this one too, so that might be worth picking up.
So anyway, that if you're a fan of the old Batman and the Outsiders, that'd be a cool book. Green Lantern Corps, Hawkman, Justice League of America, and our personal favorite, New Teen Titans number 1, written by the great Marv Wolfman.
Marv Wolfman, and you got Nicola Scott on art. She is awesome. That's probably the title I'm looking most forward to. Out of all the Convergence titles, I think that was the one that I was most excited about.
Yeah, that one I'm really stoked about. Really looking forward to that one. It's also got 80s Nightwing with that old costume, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a little dated now, but in that nostalgia thing, you're like, I can't wait to see that.
It's still
costume.
Nightwing. It's his first costume as Nightwing. So anyway, definitely look for that one. Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes, Swamp Thing, The Flash, and Wonder Woman.
Looking forward to Wonder Woman too. Larry Hama, G.I. Joe. If you like G.I. Joe comics, that was the guy that wrote it, Larry Hama.
So if you like DC and a certain part of their history, these are the books you definitely want to read. Also from DC, you've got Batman 66, number 22. Anything else you want to say about Convergence before I leave? No. That's enough. Also, Vertigo has a book, Suiciders, number 3 is coming out. You read Suiciders, didn't you?
I've read 1 and 2 so far. I think it's a pretty cool story.
Describe it.
It's a post-apocalyptic ththing. Apparently, most of the place has been destroyed, and everybody's just like the the people that have stuff lives in L.A. I think it's New Angeles now. In this story.
New Angeles?
New Angeles. Yeah, New Angeles. And
that's how I would have pronounced it. It's whatever, I don't know how they say it in the book.
I'm just being funny about that. No clue how you would say it.
New Angeles. New Angeles.
So, you've got these, they basically do like the Coliseum thing, they have people go and fight it out and have an audience, and that's the entertainment, and you're following like one of the, the baddest fighters out there. And then on the outskirts, you got like the people that are just kind of living by scraps, and one of those guys, somebody discovers one of them is getting ready to bring him into the big fight.
That's cool.
So, and Lee Bermeo, man, he's an awesome artist. I could name a lot of things. Batman Noel, and
it's gonna be doing We Are Robin coming out in June.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's a good, I mean, Bermejo's really good. He's definitely worth checking out, and he does writing and art on this, so that's pretty cool. I think his writing's been pretty good so far.
So yeah, that's something to check out from Vertigo. Now we're going to move to Independence, Aaron. I'm going to mention King Flash Gordon. It's from Dynamite Entertainment. Flash Gordon, cool book. If you love the old movie, you'll love the book. It's only for 4 issues, so it's not a huge commitment. It's a great story, and it's a fun ride. If you're looking for a fun book, which DC and sometimes Marvel need a little bit more of, which they're getting better, King Flash Gordon would be great. Also, Empire Uprising, #1, the sequel to Mark Waid's Empire, which is also in trade paperback form. It's the sequel where Thanos-like villain, the villain won, and then there's a revolutionary uprising coming to take him down. And that's from Mark Waid, so it's got to be good.
It's got to be good. It's Mark Waid, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then also from, I think it's from IDW. I hope I don't have Boom Studios and IDW mixed up, but Infinite Loop. It's not written by Darwin Cook, but it looks like Darwin Cook-like art. If you like that, Infinite Loop #1. We had people asking about this last week. It comes out this week. So, also from Image, we got Velvet #10.
Wow.
I just read #1. I'm hooked.
Brubaker, man, and I love the spy thing. I'm really a big James Bond fan, and I've said it before on videos. It's like if Moneypenny was just as cool as Bond, but maybe even more. And the whole time, she's just been a secretary, and little did we know, she's a super spy.
Yeah.
She gets framed.
Yes, she does. So anyway, this is #10. I basically got every back issue we had on this, but you can get the trades. But the #10 is coming out. If you want to jump on,
highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. Ed Brubaker, he's like Jason Aaron, can't do no wrong. I've not read a bad story about Brubaker, and this is the same team that did Winter Soldier.
Yes. Yeah, so definitely, you want to read Velvet. Let's see, Manifest Destiny #14. We talked about Manifest Destiny. Lewis and Clark meets the X-Files. We got Lazarus #16, which we've talked about.
We've had Lazarus versus Lazarus, and both of those Lazarus were friends, but they had to duke it out because basically, at this point in the future, the court system's even worse. It's kind of like, well, we're going to have a fight, and whoever wins is going to be the person who's in the right. One who loses is guilty. They're rich, they're in power, they can make dumb decisions. But, yeah, so, this guy can, kill somebody else's son and try to steal all of his secrets, and, we can have a fight, and I'll still be in the right if my Lazarus wins, right? Interesting. So, that's what happened in the last ish. We gotta check out the next ish.
It's written by Greg Rucka. You probably should read that book. And we've also got the #1s of the Image First. You can try the books for $1. Get hooked by the trades. There you go.
We got Ninjak 2.
Ninjak #2 from Valiant. Ninjak, if you like spies, you like ninjas, you like covert stuff mixed with superheroes, Matt Kent is doing a great job. #1, I was totally impressed by, so much in fact, that I added it to my file. This is #2. Definitely read Ninjak.
And who's writing that one?
Matt Kent.
Oh, yeah.
So, definitely read it. Also, some kid books you want to check out. For the kids, you got Uncle Scrooge #1 from IDW. Disney comics are back in a big way from IDW. Uncle Scrooge #1.
You gotta like Uncle Scrooge, man.
They're bringing back DuckTales.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
DuckTales is coming. I mean, not just in comic form. I think it's going to be a new cartoon, actually.
You got to be reading that, and you got to be watching that. That's pure kid stuff. I grew up on that. I enjoyed it.
That's up for debate. No, we've also got Powerpuff Girls Super Smash Up, Littlest Pet Shop Spring Cleaning, which is a one-shot, and Samurai Jack, all out this week for kids. Kids who like cartoons definitely want to check those out.
Samurai Jack.
Down. I used to think it was Down with the Jack, but it's Samurai Jack.
Down
Samurai Jack, Samurai Jack. Anyway, but that's for kids' books. Anything you want to say about Independence before we move to Marvel?
We pretty well covered.
Marvel Amazing Spider-Man #17.1, written by
Jerry Conway.
All right, we've got the Underworld storyline. The new, if you like criminal warfare and that sort of thing, this is what you want to read.
Have you read this?
I have not, actually.
Oh, I've actually read a Spider-Man.
16.1, yay!
Hey, I just gotta say, I was a big fan of Jerry Conway in the '80s with Spider-Man. And it's just like that to me. The feel of it, it's got a more modern take, and the art's really good. I forgot who's doing the art.
He did it in the '70s too.
Yeah. It was like from the '70s into the '80s. It was Jerry Conway, man, and that was after Stan Lee, I would say Jerry Conway was probably the best.
Pretty influential on Spider-Man.
And it's a cool story. It's got Tombstone in it.
Cool. It's got Mr. Negative.
Yeah.
It's got the Wraith.
Yeah.
It has who are all the other? Oh, there's tons of criminal people ready to take the throne of the. It's kind of like a new kingpin in a way.
Yeah, it's kind of like they're fighting over
There's a
who's going to be
vacuum.
the new head boss of New York, and Spider-Man's helping the cops out to quell the violence.
Believe it or not, I actually missed Mr. Negative. I know they used him a lot back when they made Amazing 3 times a month, and Wade and all these other guys, the Back to the Future guy, were all writing it. Bob Gale. Anyway, so I'm actually good to see Mr. Negative back. Hadn't seen him in a while.
Good to see Jerry Conway back on Spider-Man.
So read it. Also, Amazing X-Men number 19. This is the conclusion of Who is the Juggernaut? So if you like the Juggernaut and you like things to get smashed up, it's Colossus versus Juggernaut, one-on-one, toe-to-toe, man-to-man, and only one man will leave when the dust settles.
Colossus versus Juggernaut. Man, I'd like to pick up that issue. I love those fights. Colossus is one of my favorite X-Men.
Yeah, like that X-Men cartoon that came out in the 80s. Pride of the X-Men. Super cool fight. Yeah, definitely. If you like Juggernaut, you like X-Men, you want a big throwdown, get that book. Also, number 1 you want to check out, Avengers Age of Ultron on the horizon, which, by the way, you can get your VIP tickets right now at BobbyBing.com. We've got Avengers Operation Hydra, number 1. Hydra versus the Avengers.
Can't go wrong with that, right?
Can't go wrong. So,
I think I might have to read that.
yeah, it's a number 1. If you want to get your Avengers fixed and don't want to be bound by continuity, this is one of your ways besides Avengers Millennium.
Yeah, I've been reading Millennium for the same reason. You know, you don't have to follow everything before you get your Avengers fix. And it's versus Hydra.
That's right. You also got Black Widow number 17, Avengers World number 20. Lots of Avengers stuff. Also, Guardians of the Galaxy number 26, all new X-Men number 40, and the conclusion of Black Vortex with GOTG and X-Men Black Vortex Omega number 1. One of the longest titles yet for a comic.
Well, you know, yeah, it's right up there with all new, all different.
Yes.
All new, all different.
All amazing.
All amazing.
Anyway, if you want to finish Black Vortex, that's your way to do it. Also, this week, a book that everyone's looking forward to, Star Wars number 4.
By Jason, can't be no wrong area.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen the Force Awakens trailer, you need to watch it.
Most definitely, and this comic book has been killer. It's been fun as a Star Wars fan to be able to get into some Star Wars and feel it again. Then you get the trailer and you're just like, can't wait for some Star Wars.
It's a good time for Star Wars. We also got Unbeatable Squirrel Girl number 4, Wolverine's number 15, and True Believers Line are $1 books, Armor Wars and Infinity Gauntlet, which both stories will be big in Secret Wars this summer.
Infinity Gauntlet is a classic. If you guys have not read that, you need to read that story. Drop everything and read Infinity
We've got the
Gauntlet.
trades right up there on the top row of the recommended reading rack. Right past where 300 is on the screen. We go over a little bit and it's there. Also, if you're a big fan of Secret Wars, they came out with they did a facsimile edition of the old Marvel Secret Wars activity book. The old coloring book and all that,
Oh,
and
man.
I think they've oversized it, but anyway, that's coming out. I have to believe it or not, I'm actually looking forward to that.
I might have to get it.
I love the Secret Wars toy line and all that. It was really cool.
It was a big thing in the 80s. So, yeah, Secret Wars and Crisis on Infinite Earths, those were like the two stories if you're a kid in the 80s.
Which, by the way, Secret Wars, the trade paperback with the Alex Ross cover is up there right now for someone to read, and it has Aaron's
Sweet.
name on it.
Just reading. I actually had the whole set and sold it because of that.
Oh yeah. So here's the thing with Secret Wars, as we close, unless you can chime in on whatever you want, as we close in the next 2 minutes. 2-minute countdown. Here's the thing. Secret Wars, what major will come out of this storyline? The thing is, there's going to be so many books. What's going to stick? There's going to be characters or plot points, major turns that are going to happen that will affect the Marvel Universe coming out of it, because that's what happened in the first one.
Yeah. And
Good question.
I'm excited about it, and hopefully this comes off better than Convergence. I just want to read some cool stuff with my favorite characters. I don't care what company it is.
Yeah. I'll say Convergence by number 8, they might win everybody back, but the general consensus is like, all right, DC, this thing needs to pick up. But Secret Wars is promising, and there's a lot of cool stuff to read this week. Did I mention Unbeatable Squirrel Girl number 4? She's taking on Galactus. Just read it if you think it's goofy. It's still worth reading.
I mean, you got to read a comic every now and then and get a laugh. I read Harley Quinn for a while. It was a funny book.
For a while.
For a while. I mean, the thing about comics, you switch things up and you go try something new, and that's the fun. A little adventure. Read adventure.
Me and Bizarro. Me and Bizarro. Me say hello now. Leave BuyBigBang.com. We don't got 'em. Anyway, I'm Daryl.
Yeah, man.
Don't forget, BobBigBang.com, and of course, I'll let him finish.
BobBigBang.com, because we got it. Big dang.
Big Bang.
BigBang.com.
BobBigBang.com.
It's early in the morning. What can I say?
Let's go to work.